everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back here with part 2 of the Dreamlight Gallery submissions from Discord. I am so excited to get into these. As I said in my first video, voting has not been great for me this week. So I really love seeing the submissions you've all posted in Discord because I think they're absolutely wonderful and really well done and really well created. It's just wonderful to see. So I will not waste any more time. Let's get into Discord. Let's take a look at the amazing submissions you've all created. First up, we have a snap from Chaos Fantasy, and I really love this. I love how you've collected like all the artwork pieces on the back wall. They're really arranged quite nicely. It feels almost like a Tetris puzzle, how nicely they've all kind of like interlocked to each other. I really love that. Like aesthetically, that does please me. I really like how that's been laid out. I love how on the right hand side we've got this like Lion King window. Using windows as art pieces is just such a great idea, especially when they are so nicely constructed like this piece. I think it's just absolutely wonderful. I love that we've got a couple of mannequins here, again sort of looking like a few different people in the gallery. We've got your character here, and then we also have Wally in his little dapper outfit, which is so cute. I love the statue in the middle, the like Filatiti statue. All the different pieces that you've got on these tables as well is just absolutely wonderful to see. The two Frozen hanging banners I think are a wonderful addition as well, with the little plates in the middle. It's just such a cohesive shot. Like aesthetically, I love how this all fits together. It feels very wonderful. So I absolutely love to see it. I think this is a wonderful shot. Next up, we have a submission from Doodles, and I really like this. I love all the chandeliers on the ceiling intertwined with these sort of flower vine lamps as well. Is just wonderful to see. I love all the artwork pieces on the wall. What I really love about this sort of thinking creatively is how you've used these ratatouille items, because these are technically like kitchen decor, but they don't look it here. They don't look it. And I think this looks absolutely wonderful. I love the color tones, like the dark kind of colors mixed with the pops of gold. It really offers a really nice and aesthetic contrast, which I love. I love that you've included Mulan in the shot. I think that's absolutely wonderful to see, especially with her being a newer character. It's nice to see her included. And yeah, just the artworks on the wall, absolutely fantastic, and a great way to get in some of those little pieces as well, which is fantastic. And then the sparkles from the bottom is lovely to see as well. So fantastic job with this snap. I think it's really creative and such a clever use of furniture items, really. So fantastic efforts with this one. Next up, we have a snap from Alley Cat, and again, like I feel like the wall art, like you've Tetris this. I hope you don't mind me using that term, but like everything fits together so nicely. Like it's just so aesthetic. Like for me, it's very pleasing how orderly it is. Like we have like different sized artworks, but it all kind of like meshes nicely together, which I think is fantastic. I love to see it. The framing on the front of this photo is really good, with like the Scrooge dimes, the little floral piece here and here, the little items that we've got on some of these tables. So we've got like the Hercules vase, we've got this tea set and stuff like that. I think is absolutely wonderful. The mannequins, including Ariel as well, and this outfit is wonderful. Yeah, this is a fantastic submission. I know, I think you're a bit worried about some of the tags and stuff like that. But I just think this is a fantastic snap. This is so good. It's really lovely, very aesthetically pleasing. Next up, we have a submission from Princess Star Butterfly, who's kind of lent really heavily into the art vibes of the challenge. So we do have a couple of easels here that we have different characters at and painting, like obviously Rapunzel here, we've got Elsa, we have Mulan, your character down here with like the bowls and these potion bottles, which I guess are sort of representing paint and artwork, and then using this rug on this flooring to make it look like you've painted this onto the floor, much in the same way that Rapunzel does in her film, is wonderful. I feel like this could be risky because it's, you know, this kind of outdoor vibe shot, maybe leaning a bit more into the art vibes and stuff like that as an artistic snap. But I do hope it does well. Even with risky submissions, I do hope that they do well and get the moonstones that you want and deserve. Next up, we have a submission from Jolly, who's titled this A Gallery of Wings. I love that all the characters in here have different like wings on and stuff like that. I think that's absolutely wonderful to see. I love how you've set up this room with all the different art pieces on the wall and things like that. I think that's really fun and creative, and we have almost like these different spaces, these different zones, which I think is wonderful. And the framing at the front of this shot is very, very nice as well. I love these Wreck-It Ralph like tables with the scrolls on them. I think they're a wonderful addition. I actually really like your outfit as well for this challenge. Just feels very fitting for like sort of like someone who might work at a museum or things like that. It's got a very nice vibe to it. So fantastic job with this piece. Very creative, very different, but still very on theme. Next up, we have a submission from Madam Red, and I really, really love this. I love all the different pieces we've got. Like, we've got different tables with different items. We've got mannequins, we've got wall art, we've got statues. Again, using this stained glass piece. This piece is just such a beautiful piece. I really, really love it. I love the wallpaper choice that you've gone for here. I love the red carpet in the room as well. I think this is a really nicely constructed piece. I think it's really eye-catching. Definitely has those kind of gallery vibes, which I love. So yeah, I hope this does really, really well. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Next up, we have a submission from Say Hi Joel, and I really, really like this. I love the window in the background. The window almost feels like a doorway to another area, kind of like the way it's hidden back there. You could just imagine that going into another area of the gallery. I love how you framed this statue with the chairs. I think that's really nice to kind of create this middle central structure. I think is really, really good. I love that we've got the different artwork on the wall. I think that's fantastic to see. The Eric statue, you know, even using this mannequin here in this uniform, sort of like I could definitely see a uniform kind of being put on display in a gallery and things like that. The big giant lion statue, the princess divider, I think works really nice as like almost like a collection of curated items and stuff like that. This is a wonderful piece. I love it, and I think it's wonderfully creative. Next up, we have a submission from Christian Henry. This has a gorgeous warm tone and warm feel to the snap. I love that you've included the Maui statue here. I think that's a very smart idea. I do kind of wish I had the Maui statue on my second account because like I really wanted to use like more statues and stuff like that, but like I didn't have much, so I couldn't. I love the artwork pieces that you've got on the wall. Again, using that Lion King window is such a brilliant idea, and the framing and symmetry of these two matching Phila statues is just wonderful. So I love this snap. I think it's a really good snap, and I think it will do very, very well. Next up, we have a submission from Nina, and I love these giant curtains in the background. I think they're such a wonderful piece, and they really add to the room setup, especially when paired with this tangled Corona fireplace. I think it looks absolutely wonderful. I do love all the different, like, I want to say like elements of like decor and things like that. Like we've got a grandfather clock here, which I wouldn't think of including, but I think works really wonderfully. The different sort of vases and flowers and items and stuff like that works together very, very nicely. I love the Eric statue right in the middle at the back. I do love the glow that we're getting from all these like candle lights as well. I think it's just wonderful and adds a nice warmth to the shot. The Gaston artwork piece I think is brilliant. I love that. I love the addition of that as well. This is a wonderful, wonderful little setup. Very creative, and I think really is a strong submission for Art Gallery. Next up, we have a snap from Cole, who's gone for an outdoor snap. I do really, really like this submission. I love all the statues we've got. I love all the villagers that we've got enjoying the sort of gallery. I love how you've used the Remy statue in the background. I think that looks lovely. I love the colors in this shot. Like the colors in this snap are really, really nice. I do love that we've got like the Remy fountain here. We've got a Mushu dragon statue. We've got the fireworks. We have the Anna statue. We've got the lion statue. Like a lot of nice pieces for a statue garden. Even Eric in the background and the caterpillar statue. Yeah, this is just a really nicely decorated piece. I also think this fencing goes really, really nicely with the haunted mansion as well. I think it works together really nice. So I think this is a really creative piece. I think your character looks adorable, and it's really nicely done, really nicely constructed. So I'm sure this will do well. Okay, so next up we have my submission now. For those of you that were there for the creation of this, you'll know I'm not 100% happy with this, because we did catch Mirabelle sat down here and I feel like she ruins the entire shot. But I really wanted to make it feel like an indoor snap, even though it was outdoors. So we have this setup here, which is meant to be like the gallery bit, with like the different pieces of artwork. So we've got like the dragon statue, the gong, we've got the Filatiti statue. I do kind of wish I'd made this symmetrical with another one of these vases, but that's too late now. And then we also have the Princess Divider, which again I just thought felt like a collection of curated items. And then I have Rapunzel here painting, and it may look like I've trapped her unfairly or something, but I actually put her in there because I wanted it to make it look like she was creating a piece of artwork for the gallery. And then there's my character Eric and Mulan all enjoying the museum, taking a walk through. We have these benches where people can sit and admire the artwork. Obviously the carpet that people would walk on. And what I've done is I've actually used this fence here. Now, I don't know if this was a good idea or not, because it does section off the artwork, like in a way it blocks some of the view. But I was really thinking to kind of like art galleries that I've been to that often, not all the time, but sometimes they might have like a rope fence, which we don't have any rope fences in game, but my idea was to kind of imitate that. And sometimes they put rope fencing up to stop people obviously touching the artwork, getting too close to it and things like that. So that's kind of the vibes that I wanted to create. So I went with the Remy fencing because I felt it kind of fitted the most. But I must admit it it does kind of block some of that view, so we'll just have to see how well that translates in terms of votes from people. But that was my idea, was that like these valuable sort of exhibit items were put behind a bit of fencing to stop people kind of like touching them, which we all know you shouldn't do at museums and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the idea that I went for here. So hopefully that does translate well in this snap, but we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, we have a snap from Blush Danielle. I love that we have almost like the different princess vibes here. Like we've got the Meg dress, we've got like a tangled dress, we've got like a yellow dress, which really gives me Belle vibes. We've got Elsa here. You know, your character in this kind of like mermaid inspired Ariel dress as well is really sweet. So I love this kind of like set up with like almost like these different princesses. What I also really love about this snap is how you've used the memory frames as the artwork. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I love that we've got the Philotiti statues dotted around mixed in with these magnolia blossom vases. The jubilant topiaries really frame out the room nicely, like even surrounding this like agrabah palace kind of statue setup I think is really nice, and then framing the front of the shot with the Wreck-It Ralph sort of coffee tables with Mushu statues on them, I think is absolutely wonderful. I think this is a beautiful setup, like even dividing all the different artwork with these banners, the frozen ones, is just beautiful. Like this is very, very like kind of like aesthetically pleasing. It feels very symmetrical and things like that. Like even obviously, you know, we've got the individual characters, but like the wall art feels very symmetrical and stuff, which I think is absolutely fantastic. This is a really, really good submission. This has got to be 4K for sure, because this is fantastic. I really, really love this snap. Next up, we have a snap from Jolly, and I do love the Mickey cloud in the background. You know, I'm always happy to see that. I love that we've got the little Mickey water tower here as well. I think that's a wonderful addition. Using the orb pillars is really kind of genius. I never would have thought of doing it, but it does really work with the kind of like statue elements and stuff. Again, could be very risky, you know, an outdoor shot. Is it going to come across as gallery enough for people? Who knows? But I do think this is wonderful. I love all the statue elements and stuff like that. It's really nicely lit and things. So good luck with this snap. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. It's really creative, very cleverly done as well. So I really hope that the risk pays off. Next up, we have a couple of submissions from Sunny. I love this room setup. All the red like curtains and stuff feels very opulent, very rich. I love how we've got the two matching Hercules vases here. We have the like wall art decorating sort of on the wall, and I love at the back you've got these like seafood platters. It's really kind of giving me like an opening night for a presentation of a particular artwork or exhibit. You know, when they might have a few little hors d'oeuvres and some prosecco or champagne for people to come around, and like it's giving me those kind of vibes. Like that's the kind of vibes I get with this, and I just think it's wonderful, works really nicely. I love how you've created this almost like giant chandelier, putting these three chandeliers together. I think that's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, fantastic job with this. Really, really good. Next up, we have this really colorful piece. I love the yellow tones in this, the orange tones and everything like that. I think it's wonderful. I love how you've constructed this back area with Maui and then the two Lion King like windows to create this artwork backdrop. Just so creative, such a dynamic angle, adds a lot of interest, it adds a lot of shape to the room, which I think is fantastic. I love the different like tables with the like dragon incense statues on, even the floral elements at the front frame the shot very nicely. The colors in this shot are so gorgeous, and then we've got the different art pieces, the memory frames and such, which just complement each other nicely. This is a very creative, unique snap. I think when people are voting, this is gonna stand out so much. And I think that's a really, really good thing. I think this is going to stop a lot of people. They're going to take this in and really, really enjoy this snap. Next up, we have a couple of snaps from Amy. So this is the first sort of account snap. So this is the male avatar snap. I really like this eclectic mix of artwork on the walls. I love how you've used mannequins to make it look like there's people in the room looking at the artwork. Even including Elsa is a wonderful addition. And I don't know how you managed it, obviously, with the timing and stuff, but having her look at a piece of artwork that's from the Frozen collection is just kind of like a nice little bit of detail in there. I don't know if many people will pick that up, but that's like an element that I've picked up and I think it works wonderfully. Obviously the bell dress, kind of looking at the bell like artwork again. I don't know, I just feel like it complements kind of nicely. I like all the individual pieces and elements in this room. I think it looks really, really wonderful, and I think this is going to do very well. Then we have the snap for your female avatar account. And again, I really, really like this. I love that you've used this stained glass piece, the Eric statue, you know, the Filatiti statue, all the memory frame pieces as well is a really great touch to kind of like mix in with the traditional artwork. I think it just complements each other nicely. I think Goofy in this outfit works really well for these kind of like museum snaps. I think it just, the outfit is kind of like perfect for the setting. This is a really, really good piece, and I hope this does very, very well. Next up, we have a snap from Madame Bernay, and I love, again, this kind of eclectic mix of artwork. I love how you've used the like the Wreck-It Ralph coffee tables to put some artwork on, you know, the boat statues and things like that. Yeah, I just love it. I think it's a really, really nice room setup. I think Eric works really nicely in the room. Using this new piece from Mulan's Friendship Quest, I think it's like a training or strategy table or something, I think works nicely. And I love how you've created your little hidden Mickey with the diamonds here. That's just brilliant. I love this. This is one of my favorite things to do, is take a look at your snaps when they get posted and look for the hidden Mickey. And honestly, it doesn't disappoint. It's my favorite thing to do each week. I absolutely love it. So fantastic job with this snap. Next up, we have a snap from Fora Fora. I love how you've got the Eric statue and Eric and Ariel are like looking towards it. I think that's so funny. I love that you've caught Rapunzel painting. I think that's just such a wonderful addition for this shot. I love that we've got the different statues. Again, is it going to be risky because it's an outdoor shot? Very, very possibly. But I think it's a beautiful submission. It's gorgeous. I love how you've created this building using this park entryway as well. I think that looks wonderful. I'm just trying, I think it's, we have one park entryway this way, one set back behind, another one sort of level. So these two are at the front. This one's set back behind. And then I think these two here are turned the other direction to create a bit of length, possibly. I could be wrong, but I think that's how this structure's created, but it really does look like an impressive building, to be honest. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I love this setup, and your character looks super cute, so I hope this does really, really well because I love this snap. Next up, we have a submission from Nia, who's got this eclectic mix of artwork on the walls. We have some sort of art pieces here at the front of the shot, which is framing quite nicely. I like the use of the Oswald like cinema doors. I think that works quite nice. I think it goes together really nicely with the room. I like the lighting in here. It feels like proper mood lighting, which is really nice. So yeah, great job with this snap, and I assume this will do well. Next up, we have a snap from Bagelrina, and this is gorgeous. I love these marble like vase fountains. I think they're wonderful. The little like dragon statue in the grass is fantastic. The statues that we've got in the background as well, like the lion statues, and we've got the new memory Romania statue, the Eric statue, the partner statue. I love this. I think this is a wonderful snap. Again, could be risky going outdoor vibes, but I hope it pays off. I really hope it does, because this is a wonderful setup. Next up, we have a submission from Rainbow. Again, another outdoor snap. Could be risky. I love how the magnolia tree kind of like creeps into shot at the top. Just adds beautiful framing to this photo. I love that we've captured Rapunzel here painting. I think that's fantastic. The lion statues, the partner statue, all works really nicely together. It definitely feels like a museum courtyard kind of vibe. I hope this does well. Again, like, I really don't know what to think about the outdoor ones that look specifically outdoors, because I do think they look beautiful and stunning, and I do think they can be on theme like they were shown in the headers, but I hope that the risk kind of pays off. Like, you know how it sometimes feels a bit risky? Because I know some people have been vocal on social media about how they're specifically looking for kind of like art galleries, if that makes sense, like painting art galleries. But I love these outdoor shots. I think they're really aesthetic and pretty, so I hope the risk pays off and you get those cracking good results. Next up, we have a snap from Zara. This is beautiful. I love the artwork. I love how you've got the two like hanging like dragon incense burners from the ceiling, like a nice little bit of like symmetry there. Using the memory frames as artwork is a brilliant choice. I love the choice for the tables as well. I think they add a nice bit of pop of color and contrast to the white flooring and background. The haunted mansion paintings just work wonderfully in this setting. Yeah, I love this. I love the gold dress choice as well. I think the gold dress choice is very fitting, especially in this sort of royal, regal, elegant setup. Yeah, this is just a gorgeous snap. I think it's really well done. So fantastic effort on this one. And last but most certainly not least, we have a snap from Lainey Faye. And I love the wallpaper choice in this. I think it looks absolutely fantastic as a really nice pop of colour. I love all the different wall pieces you've used, like even the lion mask and things like that. The different like memory frames and artwork. We have a couple of fairy godmother benches which work really nicely here. The princess divider, again, sort of like feels like a collection of gallery items. And I love the choice of outfit and the fact you've paired that with like Wally here in his little dapper outfit. I just think looks absolutely fantastic. And I love that you've caught Wally like mid animation, like singing. He's holding his little hat, doing his little dance. This is fantastic. Obviously you all know what a big fan of Wally I am. So to see him in the snap looking like this is super cute, super adorable. I think it looks like he's excited about the museum, excited about these items and sort of discovering things and stuff. I think it's just fantastic. So this is a really fantastic piece, fantastic job, and yeah, good luck. I hope this does well. So there you go. That's all the snaps for the Dreamlight Art Gallery Challenge. You all have done fantastically. I love to see it. I hope those riskier shots all pay off, because I do love and enjoy them. I think you've all done amazingly, and it's just a joy to see. And I'm so grateful and happy for the community of friends I've made here. I think you're all such wonderful people, and I am so blessed to have sort of, I say met every one of you. Obviously we're not all met in person, but sort of cross paths on the internet. It really is a pleasure to, you know, interact with you all and share this community space and everything like that. I think it's just wonderful. So Thank you to all the wonderful friends I've made, and thank you so much for sharing your Dreamsnap submissions with me. It makes me so happy that you would share them with this community. So thank you all so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!